What's up, everybody?
Welcome to the Both Central Charter Central podcast. Um, I'm Levon, and that's Jason. We will be bringing you weekly pregame and postgame analysis, and also fantasy football content. And we're going to start with the Week One preview: Chargers and Dolphins. So, if you want to get started, Jason.
Yeah, we played them last season. I was at the game. Uh, Honestly, the Chargers dominated that game, except for a broken play that Tyreek Hill took like 75 yards to the house. We, we we did a great job in that game, so I'm hoping for the same. Tua was off that game. I don't know if it was the Chargers' defense or the spotlight or a combination, but he wasn't on his game that game. With our new offense, with Kellen Moore's offense, we're going to be taking a lot of shots downfield. We've got some new players like Quentin Johnston, who's man, that guy's burst is insane. I can't wait to see it in a game. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, going back to last year, Alohi Gilman, I remember had a big breakup, a Tua and Tyreek Hill connection that would have been big. He broke that play up. I think he's going to have a big role tomorrow. I'm sorry, Sunday. Asante Samuel Jr., I believe, will play the slot position at times. On Sunday, J.C. Jackson returns, so that's exciting to see how he does. An earlier return, I think, than expected, so that should be interesting to watch. I mean, like you said, the new OC, Kellen Moore, I think it's going to be a big season for Justin Herbert. Keenan Allen, it's been reported that he's going to be playing everywhere on the field, so that should be interesting to watch. And then Mike Williams might be playing slot receiver at times as well. So, no Jalen Ramsey on Sunday. I think it'll be a big game for the receivers. Darius Davis, along with Quentin Johnston, I think, should have some type of role week one to prove themselves. Joshua Palmer, I think, will be involved in the offense a good amount because he will be the wide receiver 3. And then what's going to be interesting to me is to see what kind of role Austin Eckler will have. There's been a lot of talk about, this is being a pass offense, but then there were reports that said they're going to focus on the run game as well and try and mix it up. So I'm not sure what to expect, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of role Eckler will have on this team.
Yeah, I think the run game is going to be a huge focus because under Lombardi, we had trouble. We had trouble running the ball. It was usually little dump off passes to Eckler, and that was our run game.
Yeah.
So we really need to fix that. I think that's going to be a huge focus. And I think we're going to get more backs involved more often too. I don't think it's just going to be the Austin Eckler show as far as running.
Right.
Ball. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I know that fantasy football wise, Eckler is a big deal. I always drafted him. It's just this year, I'm not sure what to expect from him. He's still gonna, produce. It's just now we have Joshua Kelly in the mix. Isaiah Spiller might be in the mix. Elijah Dotson. So there's just a lot of pieces. On top of that, Keenan Allen's healthy. Mike Williams is healthy for now. And they added Quentin Johnston, new OC. So I don't know what's going to happen with Eckler production-wise. I think he'll still put up numbers. It's just, I don't know if it'll be the same as last year. I know a lot of people are concerned about that, whoever drafted him, but it'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, he got so many passes and 18 touchdowns and 20 touchdowns the year before. That's hard to sustain,
Right.
Yeah, and with Herbert healthy now, and with the kind of offense that we expect, a lot of downfield stuff, and it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think last year with the rib injury for Herbert, they still pulled it off against the Dolphins. So I don't see why we wouldn't, pull it off week one. No Jalen Ramsey again. So, and Teron Armstead has not practiced this whole week. We'll see today if he does practice. But if he's out, Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa should have a feast against Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah,
And there have been a lot of comparisons, of course, with Tua and Justin Herbert. Tua being picked fifth and Herbert sixth. I think it worked out for the Chargers to pick Herbert sixth, but yeah, I think it's time to prove that once and for all, Herbert's a better quarterback. If that's still up for debate, I think it's time to prove that on Sunday.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, maybe for Dolphins fans, it's up
Yeah,
for debate.
right.
But hey, Tua's a nice player. He's not bad. I mean,
No, he is. He is a
yeah,
good player. It's just
yeah,
there.
yeah,
I feel like Herbert's tier one, and then Tua you could put tier two. Like Herbert's in the tier of Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Even though some might have Mahomes above that tier, I think he's in that tier more so than the Tua Trevor Lawrence tier.
yeah,
And he's going to prove it this year, hopefully. So
yeah.
the year before the rib injury, I think he was the second best quarterback statistically. And last year, of course, all the injuries and everything. So he struggled at times, and it was understandable. So this year, hopefully the team stays healthy for the most part, and he proves his talent, his worth.
Honestly, I'm expecting a MVP year from Herbert. Um, Anything less, I think I'm going to be disappointed. Just because
Right.
the new OC, the weapons he has right now, as long as they stay healthy, this offense should be dangerous.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah,
agree. I mean, I think he was plus 1,200 on DraftKings, so he was fourth in total for the MVP. Um, I think that's a good place to place a bet for Herbert to win. And there were other sports books that had him at plus 950, plus 900 around there. Still not a bad place to place the bet for Herbert to win. As long as the team, for the most part, stays healthy, like as long as Keenan Allen, for example, stays healthy, plays 17 games, Mike Williams plays about 15, 16 games, he should win MVP. And you know, after watching last night, the Chiefs, they do need Chris Jones. They definitely do need Travis Kelce. And, no, there's no question Kelce will be back healthy. The question is Chris Jones going to return? And if he does, when? And it might not be until week 8. And we play the Chiefs week 7.
yeah. Well,
So, that might open up room for the Chargers to win the division. By week 8, we might have, I don't know, 5, 6 wins compared to the Chiefs, who have they lost yesterday. So it's very important for the Chargers to get off on the right start Sunday and win that game. I think it will. Some are saying it's a do or die already, which I don't agree with, but it'll set the tone for the season definitely. If we can win Sunday, it'll set the tone for the season.
definitely, we need to get off to a fast start. I mean, especially with that Chiefs loss. Yeah, I think the guys know. I mean, I think
Yeah,
after how last season ended, I think they're ready. I mean, I met Justin Herbert recently at an event. I talked to him a little about the season. He's pumped. He can't wait. Um, yeah, that's what I love to see, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I just hope the Chargers fans fill up the SoFi Stadium on Sunday because we need every single one of them out there and cheering on the team. And you know, uh, I can't ever count out a team with Tyreek Hill. Just him
yeah,
constantly facing us with the Chiefs, and he
yeah.
always plays well against the Chargers. So
He does.
I think it's going to take a collective effort to stop Hill, but Bosa and Mack need to do their best to just pressure Tua. I think Eric Kendricks is going to have a huge game. He must have a huge game because I think is going to be the run stopper for that defense. And Raheem Mostert, he's solid. He
Yeah,
will put up points if you let him. So I think Kendricks, Sebastian Joseph Day is another guy who, watching All In yesterday, it seemed like he took that loss to Jacksonville to heart and doesn't want to repeat of that at all.
yeah.
So I think that's going to wake him up. And yeah, I'm excited to see the defense. I don't know if they'll be able to contain Tua and Tyreek and Jalen Waddle and all these guys enough for the Chargers to win by, let's say, two touchdowns or 10 points, whatever the case might be. But I think at the end of the day, Herbert's going to put up more points than Tua, and Chargers should be able to win that game.
They should. You mentioned running the ball on both sides of the ball. The run game is going to be huge because the Chargers defense. Let's face it, they were terrible against the run last year. We couldn't stop anyone on the ground, and so that's going to be huge. I mean, that's something we got to watch out for. How we do against the run game, and this
Yeah.
Dolphins team will be a good test for us.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. They have a couple of other running backs. I'm not sure if they will play Sunday, but it's going to be committee back, I think, for the Dolphins. It's just probably Sunday will be Raheem Mostert as the a 3 down back. But regardless, I think Chargers need to set the tone early, like you said. And yeah, I think Eric Kendricks is going to be the X factor for the defense.
yeah. I know Jeff Wilson is on IR right now for the
Hmm.
Dolphins. They have the rookie third rounder who he's someone to watch in fantasy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe he's questionable for week 1.
yeah,
So it'll be interesting. I think Armstead, if he misses that game, there should be no excuses. Bosa and Max should have a bunch of sacks on Tua, or at the very least make Tua hurry and throw. Um, the the Chargers line should dominate defensively if Armstead's out. Even if he plays, I think either Bosa or Mac are going to dominate that first game. And going back to what Joey Bosa said a couple of weeks ago, he wants to win and wants to win now. And I feel like that's where the Chargers are. Mentally, they are in a win now mode, and they have to be. I mean, Keenan Allen, he's not getting any younger. Khalil Mack's not getting any younger. We do have youth and good pieces to build on, but at the same time, we need to win now. We don't know if Austin Eckler will be with the team next year, so I think this is the year for the Chargers to go all in and hopefully make noise in the playoffs.
yeah. Another reason why we got to win now is the Justin Herbert contract. Some of these star players we have right now will not be back with us next season.
Right.
Um, yeah, whether it be Bosa, Mack, Keenan, Mike Williams, Eckler, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
some of these guys will not be back with us, and
Yeah.
it's important to win now.
I think Keenan is signed through 2026, I
Okay.
believe. And I feel like he'll retire as a Charger. But the rest of the guys like Bosa, Mack, I don't know if they will return. I could see Bosa, either of the Bosas. I mean, Nick got his extension, but teaming up with each other later in their careers. I would love to see a Chargers Niners Super Bowl, Bosa Brothers Super Bowl. That would be great. It might be a long shot, but as long as the Chargers make the Super Bowl, I mean, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But I think this is the year. As long as they stay relatively healthy, there shouldn't be any excuses. And yeah, I think this is the year for them.
I agree. And another player to watch, I want to see Thule from USC, our defensive end, who could be a replacement for either Bosa or Mack next year. He looked great in camp. He he was really he was getting some sacks. If Armstead is out, I want to see what Thule can do as well. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, if he's given the opportunity, definitely.
yeah,
I feel like if one of the two, like Bosa or Mac, leave, it's going to be Mac, just because Bosa's been with us longer.
yeah,
I feel like it'll be harder for him to leave the team. But I mean, hopefully we keep the majority of the guys. But yeah, I mean, week 1, it's where it starts. It'll set the tone for the rest of the season. So I'm not going to say it's a must win, but we have to win
yeah,
week 1,
yeah,
especially at SoFi. So especially because the Chiefs lost yesterday, it opens up an opportunity for the Chargers to take the division too. I
yeah.
know it's just one game, but every loss matters. Um, so it'll be an interesting season, definitely. And yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens week 1.
Yeah, the Chiefs have owned this division. So yeah, every game is so important. We we really need that division title this year. Get that
Yeah.
home field advantage for once. Yeah,
I think that's the biggest thing is just to get home field advantage in the playoffs. Not going to Buffalo in January with the weather conditions there, and Cincinnati as well. So even if the Chargers get third place, let's say, I think that'll be good enough, right? And let's say we travel to Cincinnati because I think we can take on the Bengals wherever we play. And the Bills, it'll be very difficult to face the Bills in the playoffs. But you just never know. You just never know what might happen. Josh Allen, he has those games where he's extremely hot, and then he has those games where they just can't score.
yeah,
So you just never know what the case might be that week. But definitely, we have to secure the AFC West this season.
yeah. And they know that.
Mhm.
Watching that All In episode, you can see the urgency there.
Yeah,
They know what they got to do. So
yeah. Especially that loss, against Jacksonville. I think Keenan Allen, Derwin James, and Sebastian Joseph Day it really hit them. And Herbert, just they asked, "Do you want to discuss the Jacksonville loss?" He goes, "Not really." Like he just wants to look ahead and forget about that loss. But no, I think in a way it was good that loss because it woke them up.
yeah,
It lit a fire under them, and hopefully we see that this year. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the season, and it all starts week 1.
yeah. Go Bolts, go
Yeah,
Bolts. I'll be there. I'll be one of those Charger fans in the stands. Yeah,
yeah. Hopefully they outnumber Dolphins fans.
yeah, yeah.
So let's look at the Chargers schedule for the
Okay,
season. Um, so we'll be doing like a breakdown each week. So we won't be doing it right now, obviously, but I took a look at this earlier today. I'm gonna go with give or take 11 wins for the
okay.
season. I think their number is at 9.5 right now, so I
Yeah,
would go over easily on that 9.5. It's not an easy schedule.
no.
Um, there are some games like in New England, in Denver, where the team has struggled
Yes,
historically.
yes.
Um, Games that we should win, but historically they've struggled. So it's not an easy schedule, but I think 11 wins is reasonable, and yeah, there's just some games like Detroit Lions at SoFi that should be a win, but you just never know with the Lions. So it's just a lot of tricky games too. But yeah, I'm gonna stick to 11 wins.
I, I'm gonna, I'm gonna go crazy optimistic here and go with 12 wins. I know it's a tough schedule, but we have the offense. Hoping and praying we stay healthy this year. Um, eh, hey, I think the sky's the limit with this team. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'll go with 12. May not be the popular choice since 9.5 is
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
but
I mean, I like the optimism.
thank you.
Let's hope for the best.
Yeah,
That January 7th game against Kansas City at SoFi might be the decider for the AFC West. So it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out. But they have a couple of tough games before then. They play Buffalo and then in Denver. So it'll be interesting to see how the season plays out. But yeah, 12. Okay, interesting.
yeah, yeah. We'll see. The last time I predicted 12 wins with Philip Rivers as our quarterback, we
Hmm.
got him. We got him.
Nice.
That was that year. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But no, I mean, we have the talent for it. So I feel like if the schedule was a bit easier for the Chargers, the number would be higher than 9.5.
Yeah,
Um, but I think it's a solid number, 9.5. It's a playoff, win record, so that's good. And a lot of primetime games for the Chargers this season. So I think I'm looking forward to that, and it should be a great year.
it should. It should. Yeah, just can't wait to get it started, man. Watching football last night, you just can't wait. We've been
Yeah,
waiting so long for this.
right.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're gonna do is basically, so every week we're gonna bring a preview, just a quick preview, and then have on players, current or former, and interview them. We're gonna have on Sean Merriman later today, and that episode will be up Sunday morning. Um, and fantasy football questions. So we're gonna just tweet out on Tuesdays. If you guys have any questions, comment below, and we will answer them on the show on Thursdays. And with that, I think we are set for week one, right, Jason?
Yeah, yeah. Let's do this, Levon.
All
I'm
right.
excited. I'm excited about the show. Excited about our season, man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right.
All
Later.
right.